And pleased as can be, I'm thinking, to be joined once again by Shreveport Mayor Ollie Tyler. Miss Ollie, how are you this morning? Thank you for taking time for us.
Thank you so much, Robert. Good morning. Good morning, Aaron.
Morning to you. The NAACP held a meeting. They said it was already scheduled, so it wasn't really about the violence, but it was a meeting for city employees who have grievances.
Okay.
What can you tell us about the grievances? I know we don't get into individual cases, but
we do not. And let me just say this quickly,
Okay.
Aaron and Robert. We always hear and we're ready to hear and address grievances of our employees. And I think it's important to me, I know that it is, that our managers assess complaints and always do what's fair and right. Now, oftentimes, Aaron and Robert, as you know, when you have new administration and they bring on board different type of leadership, I am the kind who really want to make sure that we have a sense of accountability in serving the citizens in this city. And so, as a seasoned CEO, I know very well that when you set expectations and start holding people accountable with new standards, sometimes grievances will rise. And I've had that experience, in previous positions as a CEO. But also, when you're trying to change a culture of expectations, you can look for these kinds of things. But I can tell you that we work hard every day trying to value our employees, trying to make sure that we treat them fair, and we listen to them. I even listen to them once they have, gone up the chain of command. So we deal with our grievances. And some of the, I think, unrest deals with the fact that I haven't been able to give everybody a raise. And, we just don't have the recurring revenue. We did give almost 500 employees raises for this year, because that's the only money that we had to do that with. Those that were making less than $10 an hour, $8.64. And that is not minimum living wage. And so we have made a commitment that we're going to continue to try to give everybody raises as soon as we can demonstrate that we have recurring money coming in.
Ms. Ollie, going to play a cut for you here from Shreveport NAACP guy Lloyd Thompson, president. I want you to listen to it, and then you may have heard it, but I want to play it again for everybody. And then I have a question based on this soundbite.
Councilman Bradford, Mr. Chairman, and the Vice Chairman, Mr. Flores, was there, and they're planning on addressing these concerns. So we're going to follow up to make sure at least the city employees can get some answers, because, who wants the garbage not picked up on a daily basis? If the garbage workers decide to say, we're not going to pick up garbage for a week, can you imagine this city with all the garbage on the street corners?
You consider that a threat?
Okay, are you there, Aaron?
Yeah, do you consider that a threat, Mayor?
No, I do not. I think people have rumors out there about doing something of that nature. But, Aaron, every single day, we work with our employees to ensure that we're treating them fairly. And, I've had employees to say to me, I've had employees to say to some of our leadership team members that, they think that they need to have raises. And we think the same way. And I'll tell you what we did last year with the almost 500 that got the minimum living wage. Some of the employees said, Mrs. Tyler or Mayor Tyler, it did not touch me, but it did help my coworker, and they deserved it. And I believe you. I believe when you get the funding, when the funding comes in, we're going to all get raises. And I'm committed to that.
Let me ask you this. You said earlier you want to change the culture. What do you mean by that? Were we doing things wrong before?
Well, I won't say we're doing things wrong before. Each leader has his or her own expectations, Aaron. My expectations is that I want to see the results. I want to make sure that citizens are being served. I come in this office each day, 7 or before. And when I get the calls, and I get 200 or 300 emails every other day, and when people say to me that we did not get the attention, that the worker did not come back, those are concerning kinds of complaints to me. And so we want to make sure I'm going to be accountable from my desk all the way down. So I want to make sure that we're doing things appropriately, that we're responding, and that we're really making the effort to serve, because that's what we are. We're public servants.
But revenues are down, aren't they? Don't workers know that?
Absolutely. Well, maybe they don't, and maybe I need to do a better job of educating. I'm willing to take, the hit. I'm not going to put this city at risk. I'm not going to bankrupt the city. We don't have the recurring revenues. Yes, revenues are down. Tax collections are way down, Aaron. I mean, the first quarter we're down like $600,000.
Wow.
So the revenue is not there. But as soon as we can get the revenue, I'm committed. I want to make sure that that we treat our employees fair. I can tell you that the lessons I've learned as a CEO in my prior life is if people feel like they're being treated fairly with funding that we have, then they will do the job if you value them. And that's what we do every day. And let me say to you, this past year, with the funding that we had, it wasn't my budget. We didn't have the money that was indicated in the budget, and so we had to do a lot of, we had cutting back. We cut back $4.2 million so that we could pay the increase in health cost, which was $750,000. And I did not pass. This administration did not pass any of those costs along to the employees. I could have done that and gave them a little raise, but I chose to pay the health insurance and took the increase all on the city. We had an increase of $1.5 million in retirement for all city employees. We paid that money. City employees didn't have to pay very much of any increase. But those are the kinds of things I'm trying to do. Number one, to keep people working and make sure that they're covered, that their families are covered. If I have to lay off people to give raises, we've not helped the situation. To me, that is not a wise decision.
Mayor Ollie Tyler, we're expecting a news release from you today regarding violence as well, right? We got to hit the clock here, but
absolutely, Aaron. I am going to do a press release later today. Hopefully, we'll have it out this afternoon. I have staff working with me because I'm pulling together some of the data. And I do want to say to our community that it's unfortunate that we've had some anomalies here recently. Our crime rate, when we talk about the shootings, I think that's been the concern. But I want to put something in writing to the community about these. Of course, it's been unfortunate, and I can tell you that one homicide is too many. But we have shown a remarkable improvement, and when we try to compare ourselves, what is happening, and I'll say this hurriedly because I know you have to go.
About 10 seconds, if you don't mind.
Okay, 10 seconds. Please don't keep comparing the city of Shreveport, which is a large metro area with about 200,000 people, to the smaller cities around us. When you compare us to a Baton Rouge, when you compare us to a Birmingham or a Montgomery, a Little Rock, or a Jackson, those are the cities you have to compare us to.
Apologies, Miss Ollie. We got to run right now. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
We'll talk to you later. Okay. Bye-bye.